Hi everyone, and welcome to this Power Hour session on effectively managing meetings. My name's Josh Holman, and today we're going to provide you with some useful information on how to get the most out of every meeting that you facilitate. So your session today is all about meeting management and running effective meetings. Now in my mind, nothing says great meeting manager like a stick man with a briefcase, bowler hat, and a tie, hence the meeting man you see here. So to get started, I have to ask, has anybody been to a really bad meeting? And if so, and I imagine your answer is yes, if so, what did that look like? What are some of the characteristics of a really bad meeting? Some of the most common characteristics of a bad meeting are that they're too long. The length of the meeting just simply isn't appropriate. Another would be poor preparation. Maybe the organizer or even the participants didn't show up with anything to contribute to the meeting. Maybe you missed the purpose. No one really understands what this meeting is about. Maybe the discussions ended up going off topic or off task. Those sidebar conversations end up taking over the meeting, and you never really get to the purpose. Maybe there's just sheer confusion. You walk away from that meeting wondering what got done and why was I even there in the first place. Needless to say, poorly managed meetings can take a toll on all of the participants. Think back to the countless times you walked away from a meeting thinking, okay, well, what next? So let's look at the other side of the coin here. Have you ever attended a meeting that's been run really well? And what did that look like? How did that differ? Effective meetings have characteristics that might look something like this. They're energizing, they've got stated objectives, appropriate time, actionable, and fulfilling. Energizing in the sense that the effective meeting leaves you energized and feeling that you really have accomplished something. Stated objectives, meaning that the objectives of the meeting were clearly defined. At the start of the meeting, you know what you're there to accomplish. In terms of timing, effective meetings take up a minimum amount of time. You get in, you get done, you get out. Effective meetings are also actionable. Those meetings are the ones that actually convert decisions into actions. In other words, you go from just meeting to actually doing. And fulfilling in the sense that effective meetings leave participants feeling that a sensible process has been followed and they're making a contribution. So what do you think about that? Does all of that sound correct? How do you feel about having all of your meetings moving forward looking something like this? Well, that's exactly why you're here today. At the end of our session today, we want you to be able to adopt characteristics of an effective meeting, create clearly defined meeting objectives, prepare clear, concise meeting agendas, and satisfy the needs and expectations of the participants. You know, we've really covered the first objective here by talking about what effective meetings look like. But how do we get to that point? Where do we start? Every meeting must have a purpose, a clearly defined reason for bringing everyone together. Now, it is fair to say we call meetings for different reasons. So then, with differing reasons, is it fair to say we may have differing end results? Well, let's take a look at some of the common reasons we meet. First of all, do you want to make a decision? Do you want to generate ideas? Are we getting a status report? Are we trying to communicate something? Or are we just planning something? We meet for different reasons and we get different results, but there is a common thread with all good meetings. The purpose for that meeting is clearly stated early. Have you ever been to a think tank meeting? Meetings where you show up and off the cuff you need to come up with something that was never really stated up front. How do those meetings go? Not very well at all. A lot of times you end up just staring at the person across the table from you in hopes that they'll say something before you do. When a meeting is necessary, you need to have a clear purpose. Your objective needs to be rock solid. One way to uncover your objective is to complete the following statement. At the close of this meeting, I want the group to fill in the blank here.